Welcome to Design Santa Barbara. I'm Michael Kurosh and today we are in Reykjavík, Iceland. Iceland is an island in the Atlantic between North America and Europe. It is roughly the size of Colorado and has 370,000 population, so very dispersely populated. But Reykjavík, the capital, has 2/3 of the population. It's a stunning, beautiful country. Let's go look at its views and enjoy this country. Please join us. First and foremost, when you travel, it's wonderful to do it with family and friends. On this trip, I was fortunate to have my two wonderful kids with me. It enriches your experience and makes traveling a whole lot more fun. Now let's learn more about Iceland's history and incredible scenery. Iceland is at the juncture of the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. The main island is entirely south of the Arctic Circle, which passes through the small Icelandic island of Grimsey, off the main island's northern coast. The earliest recorded settlement of Iceland is dated at 874 AD when Norsemen arrived. It was initially named Snowland, but upon observing the giant icebergs breaking away from the island, it was renamed Iceland. After a Swedish explorer circumnavigated the island and returned to Europe with his findings, many decided to emigrate, establishing a community on the site of the modern-day Reykjavík. By 930, most arable land on the island had been claimed. The Althing, a legislative and judicial assembly, was initiated to regulate the Icelandic Commonwealth. The lack of arable land also served as an impetus to the settlement of Greenland starting in 986. The Icelandic Commonwealth lasted until the 13th century when the political system devised by the original settlers proved unable to cope with the increasing power of the Icelandic chieftains. The internal struggles and civil strife of the age of the Sturlungs led to the signing of the Old Covenant in 1262, which ended the Commonwealth and brought Iceland under the Norwegian crown. For the next 600 years, Iceland traded hands between European nations. The harsh terrain of the island proved difficult to settle, and numerous disasters, including the plague, volcanic eruptions, and famine, often left the population decimated. Following the Napoleonic Wars, a movement toward independence took hold. After the signing of a treaty declaring Iceland a continued dependency and a period of cooling years, over 1/4 of the island's population emigrated to Canada. In the wake of World War I, Iceland declared independence, and towards the end of World War II, a referendum was called upon to abolish its monarchy in favor of a republic. The vote was 95% in favor, and in 1944, Iceland elected its first president. The post-war era was especially prosperous for Iceland, with the United States Marshall Plan benefiting the citizens of Iceland on average more than any other European nation. In the 1970s, a series of micro-wars took place between the United Kingdom and Iceland over fishing territory. These came to be known as the Cod Wars. In 1980, Iceland became the first nation in the world to elect a woman president. When we come back, we will talk about Iceland's incredible natural beauty. Stay tuned. There is more Design Santa Barbara after the break. Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. Today we are in Iceland exploring some of the most unique natural features of this country. Please join us. Iceland is at the juncture of North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. Iceland is the world's 18th largest island and the second largest in Europe after Great Britain. Over 60% of Iceland is tundra. Geologically, Iceland is part of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. A ridge along with the oceanic crust spreads and forms a new oceanic crust. This part of the mid-ocean ridge is located above a mantle plume, causing Iceland to be above the surface of the sea. The ridge marks the boundary between the Eurasian and North American plates. And Iceland was created by rifting through volcanism along the ridge. Today, visitors can see active eruptions and lava flow. It's truly incredible to see nature's raw power. Many fjords puncture Iceland's 3,000-mile coastline, which is also where most settlements are situated. The island's interior, the highlands of Iceland, is a cold and uninhabitable combination of sand, mountain, and lava fields. As we said earlier, the capital of Reykjavík has a population of over 200,000 people, roughly two-thirds of the island's total residents. The term geyser originated in Iceland with one of the world's oldest and most consistent geysers erupting every 8 to 10 minutes. Ongoing volcanic activity in the region makes Iceland an ideal location for scientific research. After an eruption in the 1960s, a whole new island was formed nearby and now serves as a research outpost for volcanologists. A major eruption on the main island in 2010 caused a global travel stoppage as ash spread thousands of miles across the planet. The only indigenous animal on the island is the Arctic fox, whose existence on the island predates humans. I cannot say enough how beautiful this land is. It was one of the most majestic locations I have ever visited, and I have been fortunate enough to travel the world. If you ever get the opportunity to see this incredible land of fire and ice, I encourage you to take the chance. We will be back with more Design Santa Barbara after the break. I truly hope you enjoyed this video.